Hi there. Welcome to Kenning's Corner. I'm Jerry. I'm your host. And I have a question for you. Back in 1980, Governor Ronald Reagan asked the camera to the American people, "Are you better off today than you were 4 years ago?" And I got thinking about that because when John Henry bought the team in 2002, they had a pretty solid organization. He wasn't buying what the Colorado Rockies look like. And we've had four world championships in his time, 24 years that he's owned the team. That's great. But the team right now is an utter disaster. I had talked before this Tampa Bay series, before the Yankee series, before the Orioles series, that they needed to win 5 games uh, out of the nine. Well, they only played eight because of the rainout, but they won two. It's hard to see the season not really being over. And they are really, really boring. Uh, Terrible. Their offense, they don't have an offense. The good news is they did set a major league record yesterday. I don't know if you saw that, but they struck out, the top three hitters struck out 3 times each to start the game. That's the first time in the history of Major League Baseball that's happened. They should have broke out champagne in the dugout. It's about the only record their offense will set this year. Uh, Terrible. And the problem for the Sox right now is, and you really see it, and you're hearing more about it, is there is dysfunction on the Red Sox from top to bottom. Uh, they don't know what they're doing at the catcher position. Nevias is up mouthing, well, I don't want to say mouthing off, but he's upset about his lack of playing time. But to be fair to Tracy, he's not hitting, and they have no offense, and you can put Gasper out there, and at least he is a good hitter. They don't know what to do. Uh, he Breslow had projections which he thought were the same as what the guys hit on the back of their baseball cards. They're not. Projections are just guesses, and he has based his entire season this year on guesswork. So, uh, the other thing I did want to comment on is that around Major League Baseball, I was listening to Buster Olney on EEI the other day. They're a joke. Teams have no idea what they're doing, what the Red Sox are doing. And I think it starts at the top. You can't keep firing general managers even after they win championships. That's what he did. They let Theo walk out the door. Then Sherrington won a world championship and he fired him for Dombrowski. And then Dombrowski won a world championship and they fired him to bring in Heim Bloom to build up that farm system, which they've done, but they fired Heim Bloom. And then nobody wanted the job. And they had to hire Breslow, and it's really clear Breslow wasn't ready for this job. He thinks he's too smart. I just saw a funny thing the other day where they said somebody needs to teach him how to speak English in English because he's, this Ivy League guy that, and as most of the GMs today are, that thinks he's smarter than everybody else. He's the smartest guy in any room he gets into. And, well, there is a final grade, Craig, and it's what your team does on the field. And they're not doing well. They're in last place in the American League East. And with the payroll they do have and the organization they do have that you inherited, you've done a terrible job. And I have the one thing that they can do. I was thinking about what are the solution to what the Sox can do. And by the way, some of them are going to be very painful. We're going to have to make trades at the end of the year. There are no big free agent acquisitions to make this year on the offensive side of the ball. There are pitchers, but that's the last thing we need. But there's no Bregman, there's no Alonso, there's no Bichette. Now, to be fair, we probably wouldn't have wanted any of the three. It wouldn't have really helped us that much because they're not hitting either. But they're going to have to make some moves that are going to hurt. And that may mean Franklin Arias. That may mean Tolley or Early. Probably will to get the kind of talent that they want to bring back. And they're going to have to spend money. So what's the solution? I can only think of one thing. And I don't know that he will do it. But I think they have to go to Theo and say, look, on a short-term basis, You have to come back and turn this organization around. You did it once, you did it twice. When you consider what you did with the Cubs when they hadn't won a world championship in a while, that's the only thing that they can do at this point. Because the answers for them, I don't know what they are. There are people that are probably going to be around. Rob Bradford thinks that Jordan Alvarez will be available in a trade. That would cost an awful lot. He's 28 years old, 29 years old, in the prime of his life, prime of his playing career. But he would be a guy that would give you a David Ortiz type presence in the middle of that order that would shake things up. Getting Anthony back would be a big help, so they need that as well. But I don't know what else to tell you. That's basically where they are, and they're going to have to do more because right now they're a bore fest. That's our show for today. I'm Jerry. I'm your host. This is Kinig's Corner. If you like the show, give us a like, give us a subscribe. It helps the algorithm, and we really appreciate it. And have a good day. Bye now.